In today's project, we're working on 2009 BMW 335i. We're going to be replacing the Valve Cover Gasket. Our good friend Mario Pacione was nice enough to let us use his garage, so let's go check it out.
Yeah. Okay. Bring it in tomorrow.
Mario.
Armo.
How you doing?
Good, buddy.
Are you ready for today?
Yeah. I got a bay open for you.
Perfect. This is Mario Pacione from Classic Car Rescue. He's going to let us use the shop for our project. Can we check it out?
Let's go.
In today's project, we're going to be replacing the Valve Cover Gasket. Also, while we have everything out, we're going to... Mario.
Hey, what are you doing? What are you doing?
I'm changing the Valve Cover Gasket.
Why?
It's leaking. Got oil everywhere.
What kind of mileage you got?
100K?
Okay, I'm surprised that's only like what else? Well, let's see this gasket. I want to see this. I've never seen it.
It's on the dog. Surprisingly long.
Okay, buddy, this is a big gasket. And how long do you think it's going to take you to do this?
I can get it done in 4 hours.
Really? There's a lot to remove there, right?
I know. I've heard.
Okay. Let's see what happens. I'll be back in 4 hours.
Alright. Thank you. So, as I was saying, I'll be changing the Valve Cover Gasket. Also, while we have everything out, we're going to be changing the coil packs and the spark plugs. So, for this project, my buddy Adrian is going to be helping me out. So Adrian, what are the steps to get started? What do we take out first?
First of all, we gotta make some space, so we'll take everything at the top out. We'll remove the air filter box. We'll take the cover off, take the entire fuel rail, and hopefully everything comes out in one piece.
We're going to start by removing the cabin filter. Cabin filter has 6 screws. They're 8mm. There are 2 located on top here, 2 on this corner, and 2 on the front. Now that the 6 screws are out, you just simply lift and take out the filter. Once it's out, you can also check to see the condition of the filter and if you need it replaced. Now that the cabin filter is out, there is a plug right in the center. We need to remove that, and you just do that by twisting it. And now that it's out, we do have a bolt underneath it, which we need to remove as well. Our next step is to remove the connector on the temperature sensor. You simply press on the side and pull out, just like that. And then for this cover, we have 2 clips on the side and 1 clip on the end over here. So we're gonna start by from the sides. We're gonna take these out and just the clip on the back of it, just like that. We have the same procedure on this side as well. So we're gonna be pressing and taking out the clip, just like that, and same with the cover on the sides and on the back, and we're up. So next step is to detach the wires that are clipped onto the cowl. We have 3 clips. Gently remove those, they are fragile. So with a flathead screwdriver, go into a designated spot, press it down for the clip and pull it out. You'll feel it come out. 1, 2, and we have the 3rd one here. If it's not fully out, you can try it again, and we're out. We have the wire that's underneath the cowl, which we're going to be doing the same procedure. There are 3 clips. We're going to use a flathead screwdriver to pop it out. That's 1, we have 2, and 3. Before taking out the cowl, you need to remove the sensor wire clips. They're clipped on to the cowl, so we're going to be doing that. On this side, it's the same procedure on the other side as well. And you have a size 10 bolt on each side as well that you need to take out. Now that we have everything disconnected and taken out, we can take out the cowl slowly. Just, there we go. To make our life easier, we're going to be taking off the wire cover. Pretty much, there are 4 clips, so we clip them up and open it up and slowly take out the wires. So gently just open the casing off like this, and now that it's opened, we can take out the wires. And once the case is out, you can put it on the side, and the wires themselves, we can either bungee it or somehow tie it so it's out of the way. We're going to be using a special socket E18 to loosen the center of the strut brace, and we're going to be using an E14 to take off the other end. You don't have to completely take it out. Underneath it, it is a fork. So once we have this side out, we'll be able to pretty much pull it out. The top of the side. Now that we have it out, we can just simply pull it right out. We're going to be removing the air filter box. For that, we need a flathead screwdriver. We have 5 clips all around. With the screwdriver, we're going to go ahead and start popping them out. That is 1, 2, 3, 4, and we have the 5th one on the side. Now that the clips are out, you simply just remove the top of the air box, and my filter's coming off with the box. There you go. And again, now that it's out, you can also check to make sure your filter is clean, and if not, if it needs a replacement. But this one looks fine for now. With a flathead screwdriver, we're going to loosen the air filter hose clamp. So it's 2 of them. So we have one on the side here. So once it's loosened, see if it comes out. This one came out fine. And we have one hiding on the side here. So we can loosen this as well. And we're going to be using a Phillips head screwdriver to remove the intake to the air filter. We have one on the side here, and we have one on the opposite side. This should come off fairly easy. Okay. Now that they're out, we have the vacuum, which you should be very careful with. They are very fragile. So you press the sides hard and pull it up just like that. It's attached to actually the box, so you would have to remove it off the box gently, just like that, and pretty much just put it out of the way. Now that everything is loose and it's pretty much coming out, you have to use a little bit of finesse with the intake to the box. You squeeze the top, and you have 2 clips on the side. So when you squeeze the top, it kind of loosens out, and you just pretty much wiggle it until it comes off, just like that. We have the bolts out, so you can just pull this one out. Now we're going to lift these wires out that are connected to the airbox. That's 1, 2, and 3. So all 3 are out, and the box is ready to come out. There are 2 clips on the bottom here that you need to just basically yank out. So have a hard grip and just pull it out just like that, and the airbox is out. Now we're going to remove the engine cover. Engine cover is held down by 4 bolts, and they're T5s. So we have 2 in the front, 1 in the back here, and we have 4th one hiding on the corner here. It might be a little tricky, but let's get it done. After removing the 4 bolts, now simply just lift the cover, and you should come out with no problem. Now we're going to remove the ignition coils. We have 6 of them. So easiest way, basically, you just clip it open, push it all the way out, and remove the connector. And now that the connector is out, put it out of the way, and you can put your finger in the designated hole here and pretty much just pull it out, and that's how it just comes out. So just to play it safe, we're going to disconnect the battery because we are going to be working with the car's ignition and the fuel rail. So by using a size 10 socket, just simply remove the negative off the battery. After removing the 3rd ignition coil, I've noticed some oil around it, which means that my spark plugs are at this point drenched in oil. So my prediction was right. It is the valve cover gasket that's the issue. So next step is we're going to be removing the negatives on the valve cover. So we have 1, 2, and 3. They're 8 mil, and we're going to be removing the wiring that's on the plate, and it's size 10. Now we're going to remove the connectors for the injector. They're located here, basically right above the coil. So essentially, you grab onto the plastic housing and pretty much just wiggle it just a little bit, and it should give. Do not yank it from the wire. There you have it. So we have a small pin which you basically need to clear from the housing. All right, man. I can't do this last one. It's killing me. I want to yank it from the wire.
You just said not to.
You want to give it a try?
Yeah, sure.
Just like that? Just
Like that.
Get the fuck out. After you take out all the connectors for the injector, you will have to just pretty much take this entire thing out. There is a wire that's right behind the engine, and it has a clip. You just basically you would have to feel it essentially. You touch it, you feel the clip, unclip the wire just like that, and it's this wire that I'm talking about right here. So after you unclip it, everything comes loose, and you can take this out of the way. I'm gonna use a bungee cable just to pretty much hold it like this, so I can have a area where I can work. Next step is to remove the fuel line that's connected to the fuel rail and the injector. So by using a 14 mil wrench, you can simply just remove the nut from one side and the other side. But before doing that, I would highly suggest to mark them in an order that you would remember, because you have to put them back in the same order. Now that we have the fuel lines out, we clean up the area that we're going to be working with. So we have two connectors that are easily removed by pulling up. So they're pretty much just wiggle a little bit and just pull it out just like that. Same with this one here. There we go. You can put those aside. We also have two connectors on the side here. By simply pressing the metal lock and pulling out just like that, you'll be able to take out the clips. There's one there and there's one on the side. Again, press and yank out. Now we're going to be removing the spark plugs. I'm going to be using a 14 mil socket, specialty for the spark plugs. It has a magnet at the end, so when you click it in, you can hear it click, and pretty much just take it out. It was definitely the time for the change. And we have 5 more, same way, just take them all out. So after removing all the wires, putting them out of the way, in theory the next step would be removing the vacuums off of the valve. So in our case, the vacuum is actually the connector to the vacuum is pretty much baked on. It's going to be a pain to take it out. We might even actually break it. So we decided to kind of play it safe, and we're going to be removing the vacuum from the main block. And if you come close, you would see that, it's the same connector, just like we took off earlier, just on the bottom. It might be a little tricky to take out, but that's the route we're going with. It was not easy. It was not easy, but we were able to basically get it out. So the next step is to remove the fuel line so that we can take everything out of the way. So you would need a 16 mil wrench for the fuel line end at the top, and at the back here we have a connector which you simply have to press and gently take out, just like that. So we would also have 4 bolts that are 2 of them are hiding behind the clips here. So by using a flathead screwdriver, you'd be able to take the clips off. Just be careful not to break them, just like that. You can take that out, and you can see the screws right behind it. It's a 11 mil screw. We're gonna go ahead and take that out and get the fuel rail out of the way. All right, so now that we have that off, so the rail is now loose. So when you're taking it out, make sure you have it straight, because you still have gas running right through it. So carefully remove it, get it out of the way. Just hold it up straight so you don't have gas pouring everywhere. Okay, now that's out, and now we're gonna go to the vacuum line. So as you remember, we have it loose over here, so we can wiggle it out just like that. Take it out of the way. loosen it from here. So this is how it looks from here. Now we just want to get this out of the way so that we can start working on the valve cover. Pretty much we just go right behind the bungee, just like that. So now that we have everything out of the way, all the wires are out of the way, it's time for the main event. We're going to be removing the valve cover, and we counted about 26 bolts that are holding it in place. I'm going to be using a specialty tool, E10 socket for removing the bolts, and let's get at it. Now we're going to use a size 10 deep socket to remove, or actually loosen, the ground, the long ground bolt. So if you can zoom in, you'll see it's fairly long. So you would have to have a socket that can reach it, just like that, pretty much, and loosen it. You won't be able to remove it completely. Now we have all the bolts loosened. Some we actually took out. We also have all the center bolts and connectors off. So the valve cover is ready to come out. So you might have to, you know, put a bit of force to it, and it would eventually give. Okay, so Adrian's going to give me a hand with this one. All right, so I'm going to be pulling up. Okay. You got it on your side? Mm-hmm. Okay, so we put it all together. All right. Now that we have the valve cover off, we're going to be removing the gasket. All right. So now that we have this off, we're going to be cleaning it, surrounding the engine, and we're going to put the new Valve Cover gasket in and then put it back on. After removing the old valve cover gasket, we pretty much cleaned the lines and made sure, just not too much, but basically just to make sure that when you're putting the new one in, and we have the new one in right now, it goes in snug, and it's pretty much all nice and clean, and we are all ready to put this back into place. So the valve cover is now in. It surprisingly went in nicely. We didn't have any complications, but after we put it in, we pretty much checked to make sure there's the valve cover gasket is not out, and we went all around. We checked and everything was fine. So now we're going to be torquing it down. And just one thing to note, when you're torquing it down, do it in a zigzag pattern. For example, you torque this corner, you go to the middle and to the end, and back again to the corner. So just to make sure everything is torqued down evenly. So now we have the valve cover back in. We made all the connections with the gas lines. I changed the spark plugs. I put the new coils in. So after doing all this, we can connect the battery now. After connecting the battery, it's key to actually start the car just to make sure there are no leaks. Even though we tighten them up, but you know, sometimes there are leaks. So we're gonna go ahead and turn on the car now and see if how it's running. So we basically checked everything. Everything seems to be fine. There are no leaks. Everything is running smoothly. Everything is clean. So I did have the battery off. So when you're turning the car on, it's good to turn the ignition on. Leave it for a little bit so everything sinks in. And after that, just turn it on. And you might run a bit rough. In our case, it ran fine. So I mean, just turn it on, let it run for a little bit, and you know, periodically check. If there's no leaks, you're ready to put back your covers, and you're all set. All right, there you have it. We put all the covers back on.
Hey.
And Mario.
How are you, Arnold?
Good. How are you?
Good, good. I'm back. So, how'd it go?
It was good. We got it all done. We tightened everything up, checked everything, and put everything back together.
How long did it take you, really?
4.5 hours. Well, we took a cigar break.
And what does it call for? If someone took this to the dealer, what would they tell them? Approximately.
They were going to say about 4 hours to get done, but I mean, I would say take a day, have some coffee, and be ready to come across some problems. We did come across a problem. We had a bit of a vacuum hose issue, but we were able to work around it. I mean, just to be safe, if you want to grab some and have some on the side, so you can use. If not, you can basically take it back. But that was a problem that we had. Otherwise, everything went smoothly, and we're all set.
Looks good. Looks good. So what are you finishing off now? Did you top it up with oil?
Everything's set. We got the coil packs changed. We got the new spark plugs. We had a.
So you did all that in 4.5 hours, and a cigar break,
and a cigar break,
and some coffee.
With some mixture. Coffee.
With some mixture in it. Okay, good. Listen, drop it. Let's go for a spin.
All right, you got it. Okay, there you have it, guys. All done. Like and subscribe for more videos. Add comments below with questions or suggestions. I'm Armo, and you can do it yourself. Cheers.